Okay, guys, so I thought I'd have a go at doing what a few other people have done and just mess around with War Thunder a little bit. I watched a video the other day of someone trying to land a bomber on a carrier. Unfortunately, I haven't actually unlocked many bombers yet, so I'm taking this Japanese B-17E Flying Fortress on a test flight, and I thought I'd give it a go, see how difficult it really is. And I quite surprised myself, actually. Anyway, so here we go, nice takeoff. I haven't really flown many bombers yet in the game. Played with the Wellingtons. That's about it really, because I've only really been playing the British planes. I wanted to unlock the Spitfires, and I kind of prefer tanks. I kind of last a bit longer when I'm playing a tank than I do a planer. I go up in a fighter and I shoot down one or two other aircraft and end up shot down myself. You know, I thought I'd prat around with the bombs, which probably is the most sensible thing to do. And I think it's really good when you take out a different country's aircraft. All the voices are actually in their language, so God knows what that person was saying in Japanese. Anyway, so I took off. I thought I'd leave my landing gear and my flaps down so that I don't go too fast, because obviously to land on a carrier you need to be going as slow as possible. And I think I managed to get this plane to stay in the air around about 95, 96 miles per hour, which I think is unrealistically slow. And I was also playing around with the height. I was thinking if I could keep the aircraft only a few feet above the carrier deck, then I've got a lot less to do when it comes to landing. So anyway, so here we go again, trying to blow myself up, which I actually did once. Anyway, this is genuine. Now, from first trying to do this to succeeding, I think it only took me 4 or 5 attempts, and I managed to actually land on the carrier every single time. Oh, sorry, I've got a bit of a cold still. I managed to land on the carrier nearly every time, which was a good achievement for me, seeing as, like I said, I haven't really played many bombers. And we're lining up. Not sure how far out I am. And I keep checking to look at the carrier to see whether or not I'm very high or low. Let's say this is my first attempt. And I'm really not sure how high the carrier is. What I should have done is got a little plane, one that's actually a carrier plane, to test fly, and tried it and seen what height the carrier deck is. Coming in, I think I'm a bit low, so I'll throttle up a little bit. I'm trying to control my height by throttling up or down rather than trying to pitch the nose, because going so slow I could end up just stalling the aircraft, and when you're obviously 60 feet off the ground, or so I say 60 feet off the sea, here we go, so I've shut the throttle down a little bit too early and I've hit the back of the carrier, but it's a landing, and it's a repairable landing, which is good, because I didn't realise aircraft carriers carried parts for a B-17. Obviously they do, but then again, it's only a game. Anyway, so we're going to sit here, and I think I'll sit here and let it repair, because I'm thinking, oh, if it repairs and it leaves me on the carrier, I can have a go at taking off. But no. No. Anyway, I stopped the game and I started again there. So I'll have another go at taking off, and at least now I know that the carrier is around about 50 feet, or yeah, 50 feet above sea level. So I don't know how many of you guys are going to watch this video. I don't seem to get many watches, many views, sorry. But let us know in the comments if you've had a go, or if you watch my video and it inspires you to have a go. I'd love to pick up some more subscribers. We have 3 at the moment, which is kind of 1 a month, but it must pick up soon. I mean, I'm making quite funny videos, and I'm learning a lot about the game, and I do have a few tips and tricks. I think my main tip or trick with this game is just to be patient and not to get over wound up if you don't succeed. If you die quickly in a game, don't worry, just go back in and play another game and keep going. You'll soon learn how you died. The kill camera is the best thing when it comes to tanks. It's to watch how someone kills you, where from, kind of gives you a little bit of an insight as to what not to do next. And if you learn enough of what not to do, you pretty soon start learning what to do. Anyway, I took off again there, and I'll give it another go. Maybe I should have clicked in the options to not for takeoff. But anyway, I've put my gear up and the flaps up, and I'm probably going a bit too fast this time. It's too much of a hurry to have another go. I've been watching a few different people just lately. I mean, I've watched Fly Daily. Some good content out there, and Baron Von Games. Just subscribed to Squire Flyer. He's hilarious. I think he's good old British tally-ho and what. I think I've got to find myself a bit of an identity on, well, with War Thunder and on YouTube, and then it might help with subscriptions. I'm really glad I got this new PC. It plays the game really well, and Shadowplay, when it's working properly, records the game really well as well. So anyway, we're coming in again. I've put my gear and my flaps down. I'm trying to slow down a bit. I think I managed to get it under 100 miles an hour. I'm sorry for all those out there who don't use miles per hour in feet, but I do. I'm trying to come in on the left of the carrier in case, if I do manage to land, I don't want to clip the tower in the middle. I'm coming again, and I shut down my engine too soon again. Oh, just a little bit too soon. But there you go. That's another successful landing, which is repairable. And I'm starting to think just a little bit higher. I'm having a good old look at the altitude, and I'm thinking, you know, I need to come in round about 50-55 feet above sea level. One thing with using a Japanese plane is the carriers seem to have bigger, flatter decks. So there we go. I'll let that repair that time. And what's really good about that is you come in right behind the carrier where you need to. You don't really have to line up very well. So again, I've flaps and gear, and I'll throttle right back to try and get to about 95 miles per hour. I think I'll let it go just a little bit too slow, and it gets a little bit hairy. I don't think a sea landing's a repairable landing. Everything would be a bit soggy. So we go throttle up again, give it a bit of wet, just to pull her back up again, because like I said, pulling the nose up at such a low speed would cause an almighty stall, and when you're this low to the sea, it's just something you don't want to do. Coming in. Can we do it this time? This is third go. So far I've managed to land on the carrier twice but damage the plane. Coming in, nice on the left, shut down the throttle. Oh, I think did I do it that time? Can I stop before the con tower? Yes! 3 goes. I thought it would be much harder. I thought I'd be here all day and then give up. But it just goes to show you can land a B-17E Flying Fortress on a Japanese aircraft carrier.